Hello everybody, this is CJ Wiley with More Adventures on the Road. Today I'm going to have an instructional segment about cut shots and having a strong reference or a baseline. Everything that I teach, everything that I do playing pool has a baseline, whether it's the zones or the body position. As far as a reference for the body, I show how to do that from the foundation up. So you set your feet in a certain position and then you put your eyes on the line and shoot the shot. That's different than what most people do. Most people are trying to put their eyes on the shot first and then their body. That's kind of like trying to build the upper floor of a building down to the foundation. You always want to build up. So what I'm going to show you today is a baseline for cut shots. Now my two alignment positions in what I was talking about as far as my body reference is center to center or center to edge. Once the angle of the shot becomes a half ball shot where you're aiming the center at the edge, then the references for cut shots beyond that is center to edge. Less than that would be center to center. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put each ball about a cue ball distance off the rail, and I'm just going to set up a modest cut shot. Now what I'm going to do is I'm trying to establish a baseline of making this cut shot and making the cue ball go perfectly straight back and forth. So I'm going to stand center to edge. I'm going to go down slightly to the inside, so slightly to the right. And then I'm going to cut that shot and just check the response. Like that one right there went a little too far up. So that meant I hit it a little bit too thick. So I'll set it up again. Aim right there. That's perfectly straight back and forth. Then you want to go to the next diamond, which is here. Just a modest cut shot, cutting it, cueing it slightly to the left, and go straight back and forth. That was ideal. You want to get where you have confidence doing this, because this becomes your reference for a lot of other shots. So center to edge, and perfectly back and forth. Now that's your reference. Obviously, a lot of shots aren't going to be set up where you can go straight back and forth, but you can. So any type of cut shot that you have that you need to kind of bail out, you're not going to scratch if you get advanced at being able to hold this reference. So like I showed you on the first one, if I cue it slightly to the inside, which is slightly to the left, it goes straight back and forth. Now let's say I needed to go to this diamond, like to break these balls out. Now what I do is I go down into that original position and then I pivot using my body. I just pivot over slightly to the right. And if I go down slightly to the inside and go over, my rule of thumb is a tip will change the angle a diamond. So right here I want to change the angle a diamond. So I'm going to go down, aim at the edge, then I'm going to pivot over one tip to the right. And that breaks those balls out. So one tip will change the ball one diamond. That's a rule of thumb. That's not exactly, but it's something to go by. Now if I want to come over here and hit this 3, I'd go down center to edge, pivot over 2, and that brings the cue ball down farther. Now if I had the same shot, and this comes up where you have to go down below the side, down for position on like the 9 ball or the 8 ball down there, I do the same thing, center to edge alignment, then I cue it low to make it come down below that side pocket. So everything has a reference. If you practice this every day and get where you're real confident going straight back and forth, and then just experiment with pivoting the tip a little bit and watch what it does to the path of the cue ball. This is very important to know, especially under pressure, because I can do this stuff without the references and do pretty well, but under pressure sometimes you need a system to be able to go by. So when you got to make it count, you're going to do that and get the money. That's the name of the game. Anyway, this is CJ Wiley. If you like my instructional videos or my Ventures on the Road, join me at www.cjwiley.com. If you want to schedule a private lesson, cjwiley@cjwiley.com. Please like, share, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and I'll see you next time.